comes off a little ass kissy from Froggy.
Well, that's fine.
I'm going to tell you.
Here it is, the 15-minute morning show podcast. There's Scotty B, and there's Scotty, there's Gandhi, and there's Straight Nate, and Danielle, and Froggy, and Garrett, and Brody, right in front of Norwegian Bliss. What a ship. Hey, I thought I'd show up for today's 15-minute morning show podcast after what you guys did yesterday without me.
It was a big fight yesterday.
What a debacle.
You beat the hell out of each other yesterday. What is up with you people?
I do have a question. Is anybody actually upset? Because did anybody actually get butthurt?
No.
No?
Not even me.
Garrett hasn't answered. Garrett, were you butthurt yesterday?
I just felt like I was thrown under the bus a lot.
I tried to defend you, Garrett.
You did, and
I did.
As did Gandhi. Everybody else in the room, Elvis, excluding Elvis because he wasn't here. Yeah, no, I'm one to be thrown under a lot more than anybody else.
That's what I heard. I heard from a lot of listeners they were texting in today saying they felt sorry for Garrett yesterday.
No, that's not nice.
Since Elvis wasn't here, we asked him the snitchiest person on the show.
Oh, that's a great question.
Who do you consider the snitchiest person, Elvis?
Snitchy meaning telling on them?
Yeah, like tattletale.
I would hope everyone's a tattletale because I want to hear everything.
Well, no, that got me in trouble.
Well, what do you mean, Frog?
Because Gandhi said everybody's a snitch. And I said, I'm not a snitch because I'd like to think I'm really not. You can tell me stuff, but if it's bad or detrimental towards Elvis or the show, I will say something for sure. I'm the worst person to talk shit on Elvis on. However, anything else, like if you mess up something and you're like, hey, don't tell anybody, but I screwed this up, I'm not going to tell them. I don't care.
I don't think everybody is snitchy. I said I didn't think Danielle was snitchy, not on purpose. I don't think Nate is that snitchy that I know of. But then Froggy was like, well, I'm not a snitch either. And then Nate said, I specifically remember you saying anything anyone says about Elvis at any time ever goes directly to Elvis.
But
And I like that. I like that. That's a very, very good mode of operation.
I'll tell you why. But let me tell you why I do that. I'll tell you why. Because I don't want to be included in your Elvis shit talk. I'd rather not know. I'm one of those people that I don't want to know.
Nobody shit
you snitched on.
Like when the last show I worked on, we talked about the host constantly behind his back.
I did too in the last show I worked on.
Talked so much shit. If I had a nickel for every time somebody actually talked shit about Elvis, I'd have 5 cents.
Yeah, you'd be poor.
Right.
Seriously.
Now, you're saying that because I'm here.
No, I'm not even saying that.
I learned this a long time ago. I used to work for a guy who was very, very, very controlling. And he actually dipped his head into the studio one day when we were talking shit about him. And then I went up to him later and I said, hey, I know that you heard us talking about you. I just wanted to come up and see how you felt about what you heard. Because you know me, I'm not scared of shit like that. He says, look, you know what? When you're the manager, when you're the boss, you know people are going to need to blow steam off about you. And so let them do it.
Yeah.
It's healthy. So if you guys want to talk about shitty stuff about me, what am I going to do?
No, but that I think that's what caused all the confusion is because it almost came off like all these people are talking shit about you to Froggy when I genuinely don't think that's happening.
No,
and
it's
then
not.
Also comes off a little ass kissy from Froggy.
Well, that's fine. You can call it whatever you want. I'm just being real with you. I'm letting you know if you do need to blow off steam about Elvis, I'm not the person to blow it off to. Blow it off somebody else. I don't want to know.
Okay.
I don't like to be included.
That's not ass kissy.
I don't want to be included in that stuff.
That's called loyalty.
Okay, but
I also find
hold on. But not wanting to be included is different than I'm going to run and tell him immediately.
No,
right.
I don't want to be. I'm not one of those people that I want to know everything that everybody's doing because when you're one of the people that knows, then you're one of the people that gets accused when he gets out. So I would rather you just not tell me because then that way you can't accuse. Well, I know
that
Froggy
is so
knows.
great. That's what we call plausible deniability. Like if somebody starts saying something that would incriminate me or I'm an accessory after the fact, I'm like, no, don't say anything.
I don't want to know. I don't want to know.
know.
Yeah.
Don't want to know.
You're saying murderer words.
Shut up. I'm not a murderer.
You're an accomplice.
Okay. Sorry. We had to get that. All right. I feel like the air has been cleared. Everybody else?
And then,
as long
and
as
then
you feel that way.
Brody tried to throw me under the bus with some nonsense yesterday because he
What did he
said,
do?
and I quote, I come in a couple days a week, and Froggy cackled at that because we know that's not true. Then Brody goes, Gandhi's never here. She's always in Detroit.
No,
it's not even true.
I never said never here. I said you go
Every
to
2
Detroit.
weeks, you said.
Yeah.
What?
You said every 2 weeks.
That's what
is
you
There you
said.
go. Yeah, that is what
for
you
a
said.
while, it was every few. I exaggerated because comedy comes from exaggeration.
It
So I
wasn't
said
comedy. It was an attempt to throw under the bus.
Was it
Well, that's what we were
comedy?
doing. We were throwing people under the bus.
I didn't throw you under the bus.
Yes, you did. You went, ha ha ha, couple of
Oh,
days.
I did laugh because it was a
We
blatant
all
lie.
laughed.
Blatant lie.
Thank you,
Yeah,
Scott.
the entire room did laugh at that one.
Yes.
Right, but I'll tell you what you also missed, Elvis. We were talking about how Brody answers people back on text, and I gave people a visual. If you ever text in the show and you get a text, it's Brody, and this is what he looks like.
Oh, there's a guy.
Yeah.
He's very busy. He's answering
100%.
texts.
You have to get the original I sent you, Froggy. You have to get where it clears the table and then goes crazy.
Oh, okay, I didn't see that.
100%.
How many percent? 200%.
Yeah, that's scary. 200%.
425%.
Brody, do you ever answer text messages like you're not you?
Yes.
That's wrong.
Yeah, because Diamond has gotten in trouble a couple
Me
of times.
too.
Because they think that it's her, and she's like, "It's not me, it's Brody."
I've actually you haven't said who it is, and I've clarified that it was you, Brody, because they're like, "This is Nate, isn't it?" And I'm like, "No, it ain't."
Wait, don't. When most companies employees respond to direct messages or text for companies, don't you have to put your initials? Like he should be putting DB at the end of
Okay,
every
hold
time.
on. The only time I don't say it's me is if it's a question, like if I answered, it would be awkward. Like, like if it's a compliment or something, or they're asking a question I don't want to answer, I'll just say, I'll let him know. But if somebody says something like, if Nate writes something, I don't rat Nate out. They'll go, "Did you write this, Brody?" I go, "No, it wasn't me." But I don't say who it was. I don't rat people out. When someone on the show who's one of these 9 people writes back like, "Go to hell," I don't tell them who it is.
But nobody does that.
Oh, no.
I don't do that.
Sometimes
I don't
people get a
respond
little
to text
upset, a
messages.
little salty, and it's not me. But I don't
I
say
don't think
who it
anyone
is.
on the show does that. I don't know what you're talking about.
No, I'm just saying, if somebody did that, I would never say who it was. That's all.
Okay, let's move on.
Any other grievances?
Maybe we should
I
just
think-
end it now.
Yep.
No. No, this is exactly where I wanted it to go. I want to see what you people are like when you're throwing each other under the bus.
Right? It doesn't feel good.
I will say, like Gandhi mentioned it earlier when she was talking about her Ask Me Anything. Is that what we're calling
Yep.
it on Instagram? This, like, I've worked at some shows where, like, the host was miserable or there was somebody else that was miserable. I mean, generally this is a pretty great place. You
It's
know what I
awesome.
mean?
Even just the openness of like what we're doing right
Yeah.
now, arguing with each other and airing it all out, that doesn't even happen at a lot of places.
No.
Somebody will just come in and be toxic,
Yeah.
and it's just a permanently
So
toxic
things are just
environment.
constantly bottled up.
Bottled
Right.
up, terrible. There's like one person who's a dragon and breathes fire on
Yeah.
everyone else, or multiples. It's just
Yeah, I
it's
think
different.
Gandhi, Nate, and I really understand it because we've worked on multiple other shows. So
Right.
we've seen it other ways than this.
I feel like that it's like that in a lot of workplaces other than just what we do in our industry. I feel like it's pretty much
This
everywhere.
is definitely an anomaly. Like, I don't think any other. You go to an accounting office or an insurance company, I guarantee it's not as friendly an atmosphere as this. You know what I mean?
I agree wholeheartedly.
Wholeheartedly.
Who farted? All right. Well, with that said, that was very kind of so you're saying the 3 of you have worked for very, very, very toxic people.
Yeah, I've worked on-
Assholios.
I worked on
That's
2
what I
other shows, and they were both very different. Both had really good people, and then both had an awful person. And that one awful person can ruin it for everybody and ruin the entire cohesiveness of
Yes.
the workplace
Like,
environment.
I worked for one show, and the other producers and I grew up in a great household. Both my parents were awesome, but through this one work relationship, I could see how living with an abusive father could be.
Yes.
Because
Same.
it's
Wow.
just that situation where you band together and you're like, oh, he's don't talk to him, just hide. You know, I mean, it's that kind of scenario.
That's so
You worked for
sad.
someone. You had to hide from someone you worked with.
Oh, well, you just had to
Really?
there would be days where one of the people I worked with, he wouldn't he would come into the studio occasionally, and I would just let him know. I'm like, hey, stay in your studio. Don't come out.
Yes.
Wow.
I worked with somebody who he would leave our studio, and the entire sales floor, you would see them scatter like cockroaches.
Wow.
They didn't want to be around it. They didn't
my
want to talk to him. It was like, it's
the
coming.
message I'm getting here is Danielle, Brody, Garrett, Scotty.
Thank
be
you,
thankful.
Elvis.
Be thankful
No,
for
seriously.
where we are.
Thank you,
guys
Elvis.
have no idea.
No,
We've
you
been
don't.
insulated for this
No
long.
idea.
Don't blame me for these kind vibes.
No, but the truth is, we've been insulated from this and
You
that
have.
type of environment our entire career. I don't know what it's like. This is my first job out of college. Danielle is as well, right?
Yeah.
Scotty,
Yep.
Garrett,
Yep.
our first real jobs out of college, and we're still here. So I don't know what it's like outside of here.
Be
This
thankful.
scares me.
Just enjoy it. Love that.
While you can.
Embrace it. Yeah.
I think while you still have a few good years left in you, Scary, you should go see what it's like on the other side. Is the grass
Why
greener?
would I do
Experience
that?
the darkness.
You need to know it in life's experience.
Not only is the grass not greener, you're going to find there's no grass. Trust me.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
You don't
It's
know
a
what you've
rough
got till
business
you're
out there.
gone. So
Right.
Thank you,
exactly.
Janet.
also, Cinderella.
Oh. Janet Jackson.
All right.
You don't
Well,
know
I'm
what
glad
you
that it seems like everyone's getting along. So, I think maybe it was exaggerated that yesterday you guys were throwing sharp objects at each other. I guess that
Yeah,
didn't
that was an
happen.
exaggeration. I mean, there was definitely some throwing under
Yeah.
buses,
Yeah, like-
but
and only one sharp
comical
object
fun.
was
Yeah,
thrown.
maybe one.
It
Sharp.
Where
wasn't
did that
multiple.
terminology come from, by the way? Thrown under the bus? Did that actually happen one day?
Let's Google.
Let's Google it.
Oh,
gotta
to the
think.
Googler.
Some disgruntled coworker threw their other coworker under a bus?
A real
Yeah,
bus.
They messed up running the board, so they
The
shoved
other
them in
lesson
front
I
of
learned
them.
here today is if you're going to shit talk Elvis, don't tell Froggy because it'll get back to Elvis.
It will.
He told you that. He
I
told
told you that
Plain and
yesterday.
simple.
You're just
It will.
realizing that now?
Scary's like, I had
Well,
to
I'm
say
assuming, I'm assuming people
So
are
that
just
means
watching
that
this.
means you shit talked Elvis to Froggy yesterday before you realized.
I never did.
Scary's going back in his head going, let me just think
What did I
about
say?
this.
No,
What did I
no.
say? And when did
Here's
I
what I
say it?
learned today. I learned that Scary's camera angle is odd.
Oh, I'm not looking. I'm looking at Deanna. Is there another
Well,
one?
the
Oh, that one.
camera's
Oh,
looking
yeah.
at your chin.
It's
Oh,
directly under
this
chin.
one
Which
isn't
one?
going to be on the
You
final
might want to
product,
tilt
right?
that shit down a little bit.
I kind of hope it is.
You get
No.
to see the angle of
Deanna?
the Scary's food, what it
Deanna,
looks
you
like.
use Scary's from the webcam.
Oh, no, Deanna has confirmed that the one that we're watching here is not going to be.
Elvis, would you like Deanna to use this angle?
No.
Yes.
Elvis has spoken.
Okay, so the under a bus thing apparently comes from British politics, where they were talking about British politicians were talking about kill the leader, like let's play kill the leader, and who would go under the bus, like in essence talking about pushing them under a bus or in front of a bus.
Would be a
Well,
double
when they had the
decker.
double
kinda
deckers, yeah, right.
stupid.
That's some buzz.
Yeah.
You know what I had to look up that people use all the time and I didn't know what it was?
100%?
No. Get over that one. People use that all the time, Scotty.
Yeah,
There's an
they-
emoji
they
that says
do.
100.
200%?
It's 100.
No, everybody's saying jump the shark.
Oh,
Oh, you never do that?
Happy Days.
Oh, Happy Days.
From Happy Days.
I
The
had no
Fonz
idea.
jumps the shark, and that's when the show went downhill.
I heard everyone saying it. I Googled it and then I
And
found
did you
out.
watch it?
No, I didn't watch it.
Oh my God, watch it because it really is.
It's
the
terrible.
epitome
So that's where
of-
it
It's
came
awful.
from Happy
Yeah.
Days?
Yeah.
Which is a great question. Where did we jump the shark? At what point did this show jump the shark?
We
What did
haven't done
do?
that yet.
No, let's hope that hasn't happened yet. What are you saying?
Well, maybe, you never know. You never know. It doesn't. You don't know immediately when it happens. But what have we done that maybe should have been our shark jumping moment?
Ooh. I can think of a couple performances.
Yeah.
Wait,
Don't-
you were,
Okay, all
you
right.
weren't here when
I
one
don't
person
know.
performed for 14
Don't,
minutes.
don't say, don't upset him.
I didn't say the name.
He threw himself under the bus.
It was
Stop,
maybe
stop.
when Greg T crapped on the. on the floor.
Oh, that.
No, that's
Oh, no.
the highlight. That's the paramount.
I was going to say that
Nate
threw
and I
us.
had to clean that up.
Oh my God.
No.
I think we're still going strong. This locomotive's got a lot of
No,
gas
I
left.
didn't. No. What I said was, okay, maybe I should say it like this. What did we do that probably should have been the shark jumping, but we're still here?
Yeah, that probably was it.
Well,
Things
Greg
that
T
we've
on the ride
done
was
along
jumping
the
the
way.
shark.
Things that we did along the way that maybe we shouldn't have done them. Go.
I don't know if I've been here long enough. I feel like things really changed when I got here and people didn't do crazy things, but I'm sure you guys have some things. Like the shit on the floor, I wasn't here for that, but it sounded glorious.
I have a video if you'd
Oh,
like it.
it was not glorious if you were sitting close to it.
I have a
believe me.
video of it actually like happening.
Okay.
Yeah, I've seen
I have
it.
no regrets. I think we've done everything great.
What do you think, Elvis? Do you think there was a moment that you're like, whoa, that was it?
I thought the crap on the floor was pretty close to one of the oddest moments on the show.
So instead of jumping the shark, can we say shitting the floor?
Shitting the floor.
I said jumping the shark.
When did that show shit the floor? How we doing on time, Frog?
We can end anytime.
Okay, good.
No, wait. Are we on time? Because that guy is going to be pissed at us.
Well, we were over Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, and today we are right on time if we end with
Oh,
one
there we
10
go,
seconds.
there we go.
We have stuff we got to get done. So thank you for turning us on. Have a beautiful, beautiful day.
Bye, everyone.
Goodbye.